Hi there, my name is Ben Wongosa and I am a second year law student at Mulungushi University. I give you a warm welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new, you may want to consider subscribing so that whenever I put up a new video, you won't miss out on it. Stay tuned and enjoy the things that I have for you in today's video. In today's video, I am going to talk about the things that you should know about law school before you actually enter law school. Okay, so you might be a person who is still in high school, eager to become a lawyer someday. You might be a person who has just completed high school with high hopes, high ambitions of entering law school. Or you might be a person who has just been enrolled in law school with high hopes of being an A+ student and the likes. But whoa, you need to know the following things that are really involved in law school. That way you have a sound roadmap and you know what it is really that you're dealing with even as you enter law school. Stay tuned and enjoy. One of the things that you have to take note of, or one of the things that you must know as you enter law school, is that pursuing a law degree is a very isolated program. It's a very isolated and selfish program. What do I mean? If you're a person who is used to studying in groups, if you're a person who is used to obtaining information through groups and the likes, well, law school is not for you. Reason being that the way in which you assimilate information is different from the way in which I assimilate information. And many people, majority of the people doing law, prefer studying alone than studying in groups. So if you're a person who's looking for people to study with, you're going to find that the potential partners, the potential suitors that you look at to be studying with are going to be busy doing their own things and you have no one to study with. And that makes it very easy for you to become lonely. Even frustration sets in because you're going to think as if people don't really care about you, nobody wants to study with you. Well, that's not the case. You just have to understand that pursuing a law degree is something that determines you to be independent and you to work alone on yourself, on your own, because that's what it's all about. You might be lucky enough to have lecturers who put you in groups, okay? Even though they put you in groups, those groups aren't going to be group studies. Those groups are just going to be groups that are meant maybe for you to work your way around an assignment, groups that are meant for you to work your way around a presentation. But when it comes to studying, well, it's every man for himself. You must take note of that. It's a very important aspect that is present, ever present, as you pursue your law degree. If you're the kind of a person who just hoards a book and close it 10 minutes after reading something, law school is definitely not for you. What do I mean? Law school is a very involving thing, alright? Law school requires 2 to 3, 4 hours of your total time in a day dedicated to serious studying, reading, okay? Law school has a wide range of things that you have to read, okay? The law is being updated each and every single time, which means equally you have to be updated each and every single time. You need to read books, you need to read cases, you need to read statutory instruments, you need to read many other authorities as a lawyer. So if you're a person who doesn't enjoy reading for long hours, the law is not for you. Law school is definitely not your field. But as a person who is eager to make it, you must start practicing how to enjoy reading and how to assimilate information as a person in law school. That's a very important trait that's going to help you even perform exceptionally as a student. You equally need to know that in law school, some lecturers are just going to walk in class and give you a topic and ask you to read on your own. They won't explain anything, they won't discuss anything with you, they will just come and introduce it. Okay, historical background of Zambia's legal system, and they walk out. They expect you to go flat out and read, research, and do everything that you have to do. This then leads us to the point that as a law student, as a person eager to be a lawyer, you need to work on your research skills because you'll be putting them to play most of the times as a person doing law. you need to research and have information that is valid and sound, information that is up to date as a law student. So work on your research skills, make sure that they're up to date. Always have the heart of wanting to know more. That is what we call researching, wanting to know more than you already do. Like, you, let's say, of course, you know that there is a constitution existing, you know that there are courts in existence. How did these courts come in existence? That is what we call researching. Okay, and when you research more, when you find something relating to that, you'll be able to answer it in a snap. But if you don't want that, you're going to find law school really challenging, and you'll be blaming lecturers that they don't teach, they don't do it because you yourself, you don't research. You must bear in mind that law school is different from high school, because they are treating you as an adult, someone who knows what they want. So you don't expect all the information that is present in that field to be presented to you in a silver platter. You need to go flat out, find your own information, present it the way it's supposed to be presented. Your creativity is most certainly not welcome in law school. What do I mean? There are times when you want to go an extra mile, you want to show your lecturer, your tutor, your fellow students that, okay, you know how to work your way around with English, you know how to work your way around with big words. But in law school, that is not something that you must pretty much enjoy dwelling on, because as a law student, as a person dealing with the law, the moment you put in a word that is not supposed to exist in a sentence, in a statement, in a piece of legislation, you ruin the meaning of everything. So in the vein of trying to be creative, you're actually distorting the information that you're supposed to disseminate, which puts you in a very awkward position, because you're going to find that you write everything, you write 10 whole pages, but when the paper comes back, you have 2 marks. You go back complaining why, you'll be told what you are writing is not what is supposed to be written. Of course, you might be writing the things that are correct, but your creativity might just be working against you. Avoid being creative unnecessarily. Stick to the old way of writing. Okay, we have legal language, stick to that. Our old legal language, use it. It's going to work for you and not against you. But when you try to be all modern or modest, well, you're going to find law school very frustrating and very annoying, especially if you're a person who knows how to work their way around with words and stuff. You're going to feel underrated, whereby you're not underrated, you're just being creative where it's not appreciated. Watch out for that. If you really want to have a smooth and very interesting journey to becoming a lawyer, you need to understand that you don't study for specified periods of time. You study for as long as you can in order to understand as many concepts as you can. Alright? So, being a law student is different from being an engineering student, because an engineering student may get up from their room, walk to the library, and they say, I'm going to do 3 dynamic questions in 2 hours, and I'm sure I'll understand that. Yeah, for them that's normal. But as a law student, it's not normal for you to get up from your room and go to the library and say, I'm going to understand 2 concepts in 2 hours. What happens if the 2 hours reaches and you have not yet understood the concepts? Well, as soon as the 2 hours reaches, your brain shuts down and you would have not understood those concepts, meaning you're going to go back to your room the way that you left it. So don't set time limits, don't set time frames for yourself. Instead, just set objectives. Say, I'm going to study for as long as I can, and I'm going to try and understand these whole concepts, or I'm going to understand these 3 concepts. That helps you be more effective and more flat out as you study as a law student. Watch out for that equally. Last but not the least, in my video today, I am going to talk about personal relationships. Personal relationships, in particular, I'm going to talk about dating as a law student. Personally, I wouldn't recommend dating as a law student, because it really takes up much of your time, and it can be so annoying. Imagine you have to study and you just had an argument with your partner and you no longer want to study, you just want to sleep. Of course, it's good for your brain that you should sleep after an argument, but school on the other hand is suffering. That's just how bad it is. So if you're not mature enough to have a relationship balance between the relationship and school, there's also Christ in between. You need to go to church. Stay away from dating as you journey through your law school, especially in your early stages, first year, no, I wouldn't recommend. Just try and focus a little bit on your academics. So this has been Ben Mongosa with yet another interesting video talking about the things that you should know as a person eager to enter law school, as a person who has just entered law school and you don't know what it is that you're supposed to do, what it is that is going to help you perform better and stay away from things that are going to land you into dilemmas that are not even necessary. Be sure to subscribe, like my video, and leave a comment. I might just respond to your comment addressing the issue that you have raised in my next video. Until then, bye bye.